Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Cryptids and Critters Paranormal. I'm your host, the Deuster. Today is March 9th, 2024. It's a miserable day outside here at Soggy Bottom. It's in the mid 40s. We have light rain. The wind is blowing. Not a good day to be outside. So I thought I would just stay inside this morning, stay warm, and drop another edition of my series, Haunted Robertson County. This is going to be part 6, and it's going to deal with the Bell Witch Cave. I'm going to start off with a little poem that I wrote back in 2005 while I was doing the research for my book, which is Something Wicked, the Bell Witch Phenomenon. It's available on Amazon. It's available from Moss's Restaurant, located inside the Old Bell Schoolhouse in Adams. It's available from the Robertson County Archives inside the old jail on Willow Street in Springfield. Or if you want a signed autograph copy from my home-based bookstore, which is Soggy Bottom Bookstore, you can contact me at ghosthunter911@gmail.com, and I'll make sure you get a copy delivered to your door. I will post a few links in the comments after this video, so watch this video all the way to the end, and I have a few little comments I made at the end of it I want you to kind of keep into consideration. But anyway, I call this poem Ode to Kate. By the dark of the moon the goblin came and scratched upon the window pane with pointed nails right straight from hell. She came to curse the name of Bell, and tormented old John right to his grave before returning to her cave. And from deep within this haunted den, in 7 years she came again. And never would we be the same, for something wicked this way came. The Bell Witch Cave is known as the Karst Cave. It's located in historic Adams, Tennessee, on the farm once owned by John Bell Sr. In case you're not familiar with the term Karst Cave, it simply means that the cave was formed by dissolving of limestone rock by water over a period of several centuries. The cave is approximately 490 feet long, with a stream of water flowing through it year-round. It's located high above the Red River on the west bank and is visible from the river. Due to the year-round 55-degree temperature inside the cave, the Bell family put this to good use and used it to store their perishable food items such as fruits and vegetables in it during the hot summer months. And although this cave has been associated with the haunting of the infamous Bell Witch, the only mention of both the cave and the Bell Witch, or Kate as she preferred to be called, occurred when the Bell children and some of the neighborhood children were exploring inside the cave. Story goes that one of the neighborhood boys found an opening in the cave wall that opened up into another chamber. Pushing his lantern through the opening, he attempted to climb through and quickly found out the opening was way too small for his body to go through. He got stuck and began yelling. He was hard to locate inside the cave because his lantern could not be seen as it was in the other chamber. The other children finally located him, only to find out he was wedged in pretty tight, and no amount of tugging could dislodge him. Finally, Kate intervened by grabbing his legs and snatching him free. She continued to drag him across the mud and rocks all the way to the mouth of the cave. He ran out of the cave and never stepped foot in it again. While the historic Bell Witch Cave is widely considered by ghost hunters and paranormal investigators to be America's most haunted location, it's my personal opinion that this cavern is not haunted by the Bell Witch per se, but by the spirits of the Native Americans buried in the burial ground directly above the cave. It is a known fact that Native Americans selected the locations of their burial grounds inside or in close proximity to a portal, or vortex as many call them. This portal would allow the spirit of the deceased to travel to the next realm or dimension. This portal would no doubt encompass both the interior and exterior areas of the cave. Now, my cousin, the late Bims Eaton, owned the cave for many years. He was a farmer who tended to farm on both sides of the Red River, and he and his son shared with me several strange encounters they had experienced while living there. On one such experience, there was a knock at the front door on their home one day. It had snowed during the night, and a blanket of snow a few inches thick had blanketed the ground. Bims opened the door and was surprised to find no one there. Stranger still was the fact that there were no visible tracks in the snow that had blown up on the front porch or on the steps. Glancing down the driveway, he saw what he thought was someone walking and noticed that they were leaving no footprints in the snow. The snow was about ankle deep. He also mentioned hearing disembodied voices, both in his home and inside the cave when he was there, and things being moved around inside his home. Photos near the cave usually turned out to be blurry, with some strange shadows or other anomalies in them that can't be explained. Bims was a caring man. He was well liked in the community, and although he made a little money giving tours of the cave, he was quick to offer a free tour every once in a while. I worked in the volunteer fire and rescue service for many years, and one day Bims called and asked if we could rescue a stray dog that had fallen off a bluff near the river. He went on to say that he had been throwing food scraps down to it, but he had no way to get any water to it. We responded and was able to safely rappel down to the dog and bring it up to safety. Bims thanked us and offered to pay us for our time. Being a volunteer outfit, we refused payment. Then he offered us a free tour of the cave, which a couple of our volunteers accepted. I took a rain check that day, and wish to this day I had accepted it. Bims later sold the farm, along with the cave, to the Kirby family, who still own it and operate it to this day. The cave is open to guided tours during the summer and through Halloween. It's closed after periods of heavy rain as it floods pretty bad. During these guided tours, everyone is warned not to take anything such as a rock from the cave, as bad things have been known to happen to those who do. If you remember, I mentioned the Native American vortex or portal a little earlier. It is my strong belief that this active portal extends deep into the cave, and when you remove an object such as a rock or something from the portal, you're taking part of that portal home with you and opening your life to whatever wants to come through that portal. I personally know of at least 3 people who did not heed the warning, and their life went all to hell afterwards. Excuse my French. One man showed up at Adams water plant one day where my friend worked and told my friend he had to get to the cave, but he found the gates locked and closed. He went on to say that he had taken a rock from the cave and had to get it back inside at any cost. In addition to having ghostly nightmares, he had lost everything, including his home, his wife, and his job, and he blamed it all on the rock. My friend called the cave, and Mr. Kirby met him at the gate and took the cursed rock from him, promising to put it back where it belonged. I can only assume that he did. One lady called me from Florida and told me about the same story. Although being warned, she dropped a small rock in her pocket and had simply forgot about it, at least for a little while. Her life also fell apart, and she lost everything, including her home. Having no other relatives in the area, she was forced to move to Florida and live with her sister in a small trailer park. The bad part is she took the rock with her and never connected the rock to her misfortune until later. Anyway, in Florida, strange things began to happen. Doors in the trailer opened and closed by themselves. The lights flickered on and off. And the heating and cooling system seemed like to have a mind of its own. The trailer would go from being ice cold one minute to burning up the next. They called an HVAC technician to come check it out. And when he went inside, he came running back out screaming that there was something dark and evil in there, and he refused to go back inside. He quickly climbed back in his truck and left, and never came back. A day or two later, they called an electrician to look at the lights, and the same thing happened. He ran out of the trailer and refused to go back inside, citing what he called an evil presence inside the trailer. I asked her if she still had the rock, and she told me she did. I got her the address to the cave and told her to mail it back to the owners, along with a note asking them to put it back inside the cave, which she did. The last time I had contact with her, her life had returned to normal. Same thing was repeated a few months later, as I got a call from a lady in Georgia. She toured the cave during a family vacation and took a rock from the cave. Like the others, her life became a living hell. And when she contacted me, she wanted to mail the rock back to me, which I refused. I wanted no part of that rock. I forwarded the Kirby's address to her, and she quickly boxed it up and put it in the mail. And even after sending it back, she still had some high strangeness going on in her home. And she asked me if I could help. Being a long ways away, I was able to contact a paranormal group close to her, and I asked them if they could help her, give them the address, and they got in contact with her. They got a priest to bless her home, followed by smudging the home with sage. And the last time I talked to her, she thanked me for my help and let me know that everything had returned to normal. She vowed to never step foot in that cave again. The Kirbys get several packages in the mail each week or so, each containing a rock and a note asking to put it back where it belongs. If you're interested in visiting the cave, it's located at 430 Keysburg Road in Adams. Their phone number is 615-696-3055. And like I said, I'm going to post these links at the end of this video. I'll post links in the comments. And as the cave tours depend on the weather, I would suggest calling to see if the tours are being conducted that day before you drive all the way to Adams to find the gates closed and locked. Their email address is bellwitchcave@gmail.com, and their website is bellwitchcave.com. That's where you can find their hours of operation and their prices for the tours. And that concludes my little talk about the Bell Witch Cave. This video today may conclude my series on haunted Robertson County. I'm quite disappointed by the number of subscribers on this channel. I work hard at posting content that I hope my viewers and subscribers will find interesting, but I'm beginning to wonder if I'm just simply wasting my time. I put a lot of time and expense into my channel, and I'm beginning to have second thoughts about continuing. I love posting comment, whether it be about the paranormal, UFOs, cryptids, or even local history. But if no one is interested, I'm simply wasting my time that could be spent on other projects. So if you want this channel to continue, subscribe, like, and share it with your friends and family. And once again, this is a Dooster, and I thank you for watching. Stay safe, have a wonderful day, and God bless each and every one of you.